We don't have the existence of a quorum, so this will be informational. If Ms. Mastrella would lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You heard that, Chris? Would you have lead that?
Huh?
Would you have lead that, Chris?
Mastrella.
Who?
Christine Mastrella.
Oh, Christian.
Any public comment? When do you want the application? We will pass approval of the minutes. They've been distributed. Correspondence?
We have BLS CFR agency update form from Bellevue Volunteer Fire Company, several course applications, statement of services from Mark Butler, course application from Rural Metro, the 2016-17 collaborative agreement for the administration of EPI from the Stanley G. Folk School, PAD application for Cardiac Life, and a course application CFR refresher for Erie County EMS, and EMT refresher for Erie County, or Erie Community College.
AMR. Two
Okay.
letters from AMR.
We have two correspondence from AMR regarding the expansion of the Orchard Park Fire District.
That's good enough. All right.
Okay.
Treasurer's report, Ms. Barber.
Sorry for
Somebody
the
wake her up.
email and distributing it. I did print it yesterday, but didn't get around to being able to send it to them today. And everybody got a copy. There's extra copies up front. Are there any questions on the report?
No questions? What?
It's gonna be a quick meeting.
Yeah, anybody leave their car running? Because this could be a record. Medical Advisory Committee meets in 2 weeks. New York State Council, Ms. Mayor, you are still a person.
Can't believe it. Say it, clearly they want people to.
Anything?
Will you be there next week, Cheryl?
No.
No?
Can you yield your...
If somebody else can go, I would certainly make I can't make a
Can you do it?
motion, but I certainly think it's a valid expense for this council to pick up whoever's paying to go.
Can they speak for you? Can they take your position or anything like that?
My alternate, which is Greg Gill, can certainly sit at the table, he just can't be a voting member. He can have an opinion, which he's had once in a while.
He's not listed as your alternate.
According to,
The last I looked, it says vacant.
yeah, well, she's told me before, because we've been that route about how come it's vacant. I can follow up if you want me to.
Would you kindly? And if necessary, I can make the Wednesday, but I can't be there Tuesday. Or if I have to be there Tuesday, I will be there Tuesday. Although I'll be shacking with you because I canceled my room. CPAP. I'll be no problem.
All the subsequent meetings are on Wednesday, anyway, you're fine.
What?
Tuesday's not anything subsequent related, it's all same night.
Erie County, it exists, it's still there. I'm not sure if at the last meeting we had announced the Deputy Commissioner for Fire, which is now Jim Rieger, was a Wyoming County boy, deserted, went to Erie County, and we felt bad, so we gave him the deputy position. So he's gone. Huh?
Lucky to have him.
Thank you. The Buffalo International Airport's holding a drill on the 17th of September. Yes, it's a Saturday. What's even better is that it's at night. We're planning to do it at 6 o'clock at night. And it's going to be a kind of a pseudo plane crash, for which I've never seen that classification, but it's not going to be a true impact. It's going to be an aircraft that does have some damage. There is some trauma, but we're including a lot more medical. The goal is 80 patients, of which we're looking to see how many we're actually going to just treat and triage, and how many people we're going to actually transport off the site. We're still working on that. But I'm in need of anybody who has nothing to do on a Saturday night. Taking from the expressions, I won't be getting too many names, but feel free to contact me if you're interested. It should be a short time. I'll need you from about 5, and we're thinking till 9 p.m. Wyoming County, Mr. Striker.
All's quiet.
Still there?
Yep.
That's good.
Doing well.
No floods, no nothing happening?
No, we made it through that season.
Okay. Anybody from Stress?
Quiet.
Very quiet. Committees, budget. I don't believe there's been a meeting. Membership, Ms. Lapp.
We
You're
have
up.
3 pending applications. And I make a motion that, no, leave those?
We're gonna, no, we're just going to,
Are you gonna go over them?
If you had signed it, we have quorum.
but I'm not part of the quorum.
No, you're a voting member.
Hold that thought.
You're a voting member, you can count for the quorum.
I can't vote anyway.
Yeah, you can. You're a voting member. You hold a voting member's position.
Okay. That's lucky. No, we can go back. All right, we recounted and we do have a quorum. So before you continue, let's go back to the approval of the minutes. Whoa. Jesus. I think we'll do it this way more often. Mr. Glass, Ms. Mastrella, anything on the question? All in favor? Thank you. Any nay?
Move to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
Anything on the question? All in favor? All right, coming down to, back to membership.
Okay. We have I have 3 applications. A Donald Trepez from Erie County, a Donald Turner from Erie County, and Thomas Maxium
Maxium, yeah.
from Erie County. We have currently a full roster, 26 for each, and I have 2 alternates, so there are 2 alternate positions available.
All right.
Your pleasure.
Thomas, would you like to address the council at all?
Sure, thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak a little bit about my background. I've been on base since 1987. I graduated from the University of Buffalo Law School, then retired from New York. Also an MBA from the University of Buffalo School of Management. All locally here. Worked at Twin City, Towns, with Sally Go Across, from the CEO of Twin City. Led AMR operations in Ohio, South Dakota, and Washington State. Truly believe that those experiences can help this group, help our community. Really would like to be here, be part of the dialogue, learn from all of you, and hopefully be able to support our community.
All right, thanks. Mr. Trepaz here, do you know if he's coming at all? Okay, who was the third one?
Donald Turner.
He's a short guy, right? I want to make him sweat.
Do it again.
Is he here? Donald, would you mind addressing the council?
It's gonna be hard to follow that, but my name is Donald Turner. Been a paramedic for almost 4 years now. I'm a active member of Maryland Fire Company. I started in high school when I was 16. I went the education route for college. I have a bachelor's in mathematics from upstate and a master's degree in education from upstate as well. I was working at Vermont for my career at
great, thanks.
Okay.
Are you two available to come to the executive board meeting that'll be October 5th? We can send you information about it.
Should be.
I appreciate it. All right, and we'll have them come to the executive committee, and we'll discuss some things with them and see where the future of our council is going. You okay with that? Okay. All right. Thanks so much for coming. CON.
Since we last met, we addressed a couple of CON issues. One is still holding. If the members of the CON committee who are present tonight are able to talk briefly afterwards, we can probably clear up the remaining one, which is the Strikersville application for expansion of operating territory. We should have gotten to that a little while ago, and the transition got delayed. There was an application from Western New York Ambulance, or Ambulance Western New York, that was posted and nearly immediately withdrawn, pending resubmission of a completed application. We haven't seen anything yet, and don't know when to anticipate that we will see something. And we addressed a mutual aid agreement request from All-Star to provide mutual aid service to the Cattaraugus Indian Reservation. There were some elements missing from that agreement, so we did return the agreement to them with guidance on where to get information to construct a, I guess, a state concept mutual aid agreement and return to us at their leisure. So we'll hope to hear back from them in the near future. And I'm led to believe that there may be another application that's going to be submitted at some point this evening.
It's okay now?
It's fine now.
All right. Tony, Tim Benstead?
The submitted application for expansion of primary operating territory for fire district East. This is a redacted copy. Full copies will be given to the state as needed.
Okay.
As requested.
You have anything, any statement or anything like that you want to make with the acceptances?
Not currently, just wanted to submit the application, looking to assist where we can through the area surrounding our community.
Be
Okay.
in touch in 7 to 10 days.
All right. If there's any additional information you want, you can add prior to the 10 days when they make the decision on whether or not it's acceptable, okay?
Excellent, thank you.
Okay.
I apologize, I have to leave.
Well, do your business and go. That's it. One of the things that's been discussed between Brian and I are what the CON committee's been doing the last couple of months and year or so, and we'd like to change it around and make it a little more specific to what it is. And it's more of a systems committee. It's really not just a CON committee because he's dealing with mutual aids and a whole bunch of other things. So without any concern from the group, I just want to change it to be called a systems committee because it's more or less identified in Albany as a systems committee. Training and education. I didn't get a report from Zemi. Zemi, he was going to be here. Something came up. He couldn't rearrange it, and it was just last night that we had talked, and he said he couldn't make it tonight. He's kind of concerned about that. But he's got another commitment that he has to do on Wednesdays, but he's already worked out future meetings that he can attend. Bylaws, Mr. Glass.
It'll come under, obviously, old business, but tonight we're gonna vote on the pilot changes that were presented at the July meeting. I can read them again if you'd like.
I think you should just review one more time.
We're speaking specifically about Article 4, deals with the officers. I'm not gonna read the old one, I'll just read the proposed changes. Article 4A, the officers of the council shall consist of the chairperson, chairperson-elect, secretary, and treasurer. The council officers shall be elected by the voting members from among its members who have served as regular council members for at least 2 years. Under Article 4E, term of office. Number 1, the term of office for all council officers is 2 years. The term shall commence April 1st and terminate on March 31st. Number 2, the chairperson-elect shall succeed to the office of the vice chairperson at the conclusion of the term of office of the chairperson. And number 3, each officer may serve no more than 2 consecutive terms in any individual office. If there are no eligible members intended or interested, rather, in running for an office, the current officer may serve an additional term. These changes were proposed because it's hard to get people. We used to have, those of you remember, we tried to alternate two from each county. The chair would be from one county, the chair-elect from another, treasurer from one county, secretary from another. The amount of people that are interested, it's increasingly difficult to get that, so got rid of the county, alternate counties, and now it's more plain, simple English. So that'll be a vote under the new business, or old business, sorry.
All right, you'll hold that to old business, okay. Is there anything else from bylaws?
Nope, not this time.
We're talking about
There are some
total
other
membership.
changes that,
No, we're
we're
talking about
looking
total
at.
membership at all.
This time review the bylaws again, and again, if anybody has any suggestions, please forward them to me. We'll certainly take a look at them and see, always room for improvement.
Rather than correspondence, JT, can we schedule a meeting and have those interested parties attend and discuss appropriate bylaw changes?
Get everybody together, just send their information in, and then if everybody's got different ones, then probably, let's see if there's any interest first before we schedule a meeting. Because I haven't really gotten in the past year any.
Anyone here interested in serving on a bylaws committee to get together and discuss some changes that we need to make?
My email hasn't really been.
Cliff? I'll do it. That's 3. Come on, Bill. Come on. You saw his hand go up, right?
Jim, I'll
Well-
serve with you.
All right, and will be there.
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right,
But that wasn't the comment to review them. The comment was if you have any suggestions on how to improve them or any changes you want to see, the standard format is to send in first and then the bylaw committee reviews.
We can certainly do that too. It was just making a suggestion to try and expedite what seems to have been a sluggish process for a long time.
Interest isn't there. Glad there's some interest.
all right. Do we have a tentative date for a meeting, or
I'll set one up.
can we communicate to everybody in case somebody changes their mind and becomes interested, and those who aren't currently here hopefully might have some interest. I'd like to see it before the next executive meeting, which is October 5th, if you can do that.
And you send me the names of volunteers.
Okay. Anything else for bylaws? Awards. Meeting's over. It's done. I don't know if we had anybody at the state. I haven't heard anything get the state award because the state does not communicate. Usually I find out by the person coming to our dinner and saying, oh, thank you very much, I got the state award, because they don't communicate. So hearing nothing, I'm assuming that we didn't get anything statewide. All right. Did you get a list of names?
No, I seem to recall in years past when state council's been around it, that they don't disclose it, but they would have to, I would think, notify the recipients by
Yeah.
now.
And I would hope they would have told us, but, so it also, I'd like to bring up, do we want to continue doing what we do for these awards, the dinner and stuff like that? Because to me, it's a night out for people who normally don't show up to meetings, and bring friends that I've never seen. Do we want to go through the cost and the setup of that? Or just have, we'll do our awards and we'll bring them to the council meeting here, and we'll have 2 pizzas instead of 1, and give their awards here. Do we want to continue with the dinner or not? Because I'm not even sure. I'll ask if Jim has anything to say with any changes from the state. Do you think there's a problem with that?
I would suggest, filing an amendment for budget, this should be a hand of things we discussed that weren't going to be funded any longer, like food and vital signs.
Mm-hmm.
I believe those are being approved by an amendment, and the justification sent to him, he's allowing those expenses.
No, really. All right.
Withdraw all its measures you at the last meeting.
So I didn't have to let the air out of your tires?
Yeah, you did. Decorator with, I'd say,
One time. So, all right, then, my question to you folks are, do we want to continue with the awards dinners the way they have been? Or do you want to kind of reduce it a little, just have it in-house here at our regular meeting? Or is there any questions?
Benefit of bringing it here.
The benefit of bringing it here is we'd have it on the regular night. All right, it's less involved, doesn't cost as much.
Is that money earmarked for something else?
No. We budgeted for it in the past, and in fact, Madonna's been pretty good about it. When you look at the budget, you'll find out that the expenses this year were minimal. She works it pretty good. It's up to you guys. I just
Are we gonna replace it with are we still gonna have a July meeting?
no. We try to squeeze the meeting in, as dysfunctional as it is. We try to have that meeting there.
No, I know, so if we're skipping JP's or wherever we go, are we still gonna have the July meeting?
We would have
Is that
the
where they're still gonna get the awards?
we would have the awards given at our July meeting. Mr. McCartan.
The only thing that I would say in continuing is I think for the families of the recipients, I know from, not this past, but from the previous, the parents of the youth recipient came up to me afterwards and they were beyond speechless in how honored they felt, how thankful they were to this group. To them, it was a very special evening for their son. And, I mean, for that alone, you'd seen the kids that were sitting behind me, the mom went up there. I mean, they were just like, their eyes were beaming. You can't, that's one of those once in a lifetime moments for those kids. If it's not a huge financial hit, and if it's not taking away from something else that we have to do,
All right, so what we'll do, is the general consensus to continue it as is?
make a motion to continue.
We have a motion? Second. I'll just leave the question right out of it, and all in favor?
Well,
What, go ahead.
I was just gonna say on the question, as long as we continue subject to the fact that we get funding approved for it.
Well, yeah.
Through the budget exception.
McCartan. Dan McCartan. Yeah, we'll do the amendment, and then make sure we have it approved before we continue. All right. Program agency.
we really don't have a report today, but we have all the members here on the committee, so we're gonna get together and get a date set, at our next meeting.
Okay, that was the steering committee. How about the program agency?
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I didn't want to interrupt the hockey game. Don't you have to go?
The report
Okay.
was distributed, just a couple of key points off of here. On November 5th, it was previously announced that we had a fall EMS event, education event that was going to be coming up. And so on November 5th, we partnered with the AMR Heart Rescue, and we are proud to present the New York Resuscitation Symposium that is going to be offered at the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. It's going to be a $20 registration event. We have national presenters who are coming in and going to be a part of that conference. The topics have all been decided. The materials will actually be, the registration information will be released next week. Everything is really just ready to hit the web, so we're really excited about this. For $20, you get 6 hours of CME, plus you're going to get a continental breakfast and lunch. So it really is a great value for $20, and we want to fit as many people in there as we possibly can. So encourage all of you, as well as everybody in the EMS community, to be a part of this. We view this as really a piggyback to our annual EMS conference, and it's just this one-time event that we've partnered with AMR on this. Regarding the REMAC credentialing period that ended on June 30th, just a quick note on this: Angola and Bellevue were the only two services that didn't meet the reporting deadline. We've since resolved with the medical director's involvement, we've resolved the issues. They are both compliant. And there were some blood, sweat, and tears that came out in that process, but we believe that we fixed all of the issues moving forward with those two companies. The provider portal, the web-based system that we're utilizing for provider credentialing, agency service approvals, and provider credentials, as well as the reporting for next year. That system we're continuing to move forward. We've chosen January 31st of 2017 is the point when we need to have all of our agencies online on that portal, which means all of the providers need to be in that system, and that's what we're going to use moving forward. It's going to be a pretty heavy lift, but we feel that this is achievable. We need everybody here to be proactive in Erie and Wyoming counties, to go back to your services and your neighboring companies to make sure that we're closing the loop on that and getting everybody enrolled. The BLSFR update, I don't have anything to report. I really haven't gotten any communication back from the central office in terms of who has and who hasn't complied with the BLSFR update. So more details to follow. I expect to hear more next week. At this point, we have 26 services enrolled in the Check and Inject program, soon to be 27th. Holland's application is right here. Medical director change from Memorial Fire Company of Chaffee, Sardinia. They're going from Dr. Bart to Dr. Wenner out of Bertram Chaffee Hospital. And there's a number of other items that are listed on here. Just a quick note, the Pediatric Best Practices Workshop that's being held on September 17th at Erie County Emergency Operations Center. They have some excellent presenters that are going to be at this program from Women and Children's Hospital, as well as Mercy Flight has some involvement with it too. We did submit to New York State to have that course as a certified instructor update course, and that was denied because it did not have enough instructor-based content. My reason for mentioning that is not in any way to throw a dig at New York State. It is really because they're changing the focus in terms of the instructor updates, and what they've allowed in the past for instructor updates is really not so much the case anymore. And Jim, if I'm speaking out of turn, please correct me. So the unfortunate part to this is that there's no real strict guidelines that have been given to us in terms of what to follow. East Shelby Fire Company does have a CIU program that they're doing. They're bringing in Paul Werfel on September 24th. It's at the East Shelby Fire Hall. If you need an instructor update, I would encourage you to maybe sign up for that, because we were expecting to put something together for this fall. Given our denial of that previous application, we had hoped for this resuscitation conference to also serve as a CIU, but we did not even submit the application for that. When I'm in Albany next week, I'm going to be doing some networking on this and trying to find out exactly what criteria we should follow and what the decision to allow or disallow something is. So we want these programs to be available here. I am not looking to put crap out there, and I really want to try to comply with what New York State expects of us, but we need some guidance on this, and I'm going to talk with my cohorts across the state to find out if others have, what they've done that's been successful, and what we can do to try to offer these programs and have successful programs locally. So there were a number of other trainings that occurred over the summer and things that are coming up, and I think there's some really interesting things that you should take a look at and consider attending. Pretty much all of them are free. So other than that, unless you have questions for me, that concludes my report.
Okay. Thank you. Old business.
We would have entertained a motion to accept the ballot, but we do not have 2/3 present, so that's going to have to
Be tabled.
change for the next meeting.
Any other old business? New business?
I would move to petition the state to grant permission for us to expend funds to allow council members to attend the Board of Science Conference to cover registration and hotel.
All right, we're not going to have another council meeting prior to that, though. Also, in the past, what we've done is we've paid the early bird fee, and that ended yesterday. Hmm?
And then yesterday.
Yeah. So the only thing I could think of is if someone goes on their own dime, and then we'll petition the state for reimbursement, but I can't guarantee that there's gonna be, if we get reimbursed, we'll get reimbursed.
We can ask for a timely response, and then if the body so moves, executive committee can.
You can make a motion. Well, restate it for me, would you? Thank you. I lost interest, I lost track in the beginning.
Yeah, you were right the first time, lost interest. All right, I'm moving that we petition the state to grant permission for the council to expend funds to allow any council member wishing to attend the vital science conference for reimbursement.
You may want to put a number in there.
Yeah, I'm-
Like 30. Because Tommy Taylor's 30, if you say the council, that means 30 people. You may
Well,
say-
there's a couple things. Is it gonna be just the,
How many? 20, I think, the most, not even.
what?
I don't even think 20 would come on. Not to exceed 20.
Okay, what are we reimbursing?
Hotel and conference registration.
And you're okay with the fact that we're paying the higher price? We're gonna cover the,
Take your choice.
so hotel and conference registration. All right. We have the motion. Do I have a second? We have a second, Shaw. On the question. Clifford.
Just a thought that if you get the okay from the state to reimburse, you can still limit the reimbursement to the early bird price.
I was thinking the same, and then we would just pay the difference.
Okay. Anything else on the question? Right now, we can't modify the motion. In order to do that, we'd have to vote down the motion and then restate the motion with that.
Or Tim withdraws a second.
Can't, it's like to withdraw, these are, because once it's seconded, it's the floors.
You can, whoever seconded can rescind their second.
Once it's seconded, it becomes property of the committee, council,
Call the vote, restate the motion.
all right? So the vote is to petition the state to grant reimbursement, to allow us to expend funds to grant reimbursement for those who attend Vital Signs Conference to a maximum of 20 members for hotel and conference. All in favor? I'll get there.
I didn't hear anything, I'm moving along.
Any nays?
No.
No. It's defeated. Would you like to restate, or you want me to just throw it in there? All right.
Same motion with the addition of Cliff's. Unless we have to write.
All right. Your motion is to petition the state to grant funds for us to expend funds for council members to attend the Vital Signs Conference to be a maximum of 20 members. Maximum to expend per person is the early bird hotel and conference registration amount. I think it was 185 for the conference. Does anybody remember what the, I think it was like 140 for the hotel?
140 for the hotel. I can look up.
140. All in favor? Oh, well, we got the motion, we got the second, again, all right. Sure. On the question? Don't make me say it again. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
One no. Okay. Next new business. Anything else you want?
The bylaw meeting will be September 22nd, at 1900 hours at the Erie County Fire Training Field.
All right, so anybody who has input for the bylaw committee, September 22nd, 1900 hours. For those who possibly want to have some input but can't make it to the training academy, just let me know or let Jim know, and we'll provide a line that you can call in. Okay?
I need a line.
Huh? You okay with that?
I need a line.
1866. We got one taker, so.
Can the existing bylaws be sent out to everybody?
Yeah, sure. I think that's a great idea. We'll recirculate the old bylaws. Okay. Anything else? Ms. Mayor, you want to move this along? Have a motion to adjourn? Second. Anybody want to complain about it? All in favor?